The next is wholesale price index. Wholesale price index, as the name suggests, is in fact the change in the price of the wholesale, that is of the commodities sold at wholesale prices, and this calculation is done on the weekly basis. So, in a nutshell, wholesale price index is an index which tells us about the change in the prices which have occurred of the commodities at the wholesale price calculated weekly. Next is, what are the uses of the wholesale price index? The uses or importance of the wholesale price index is, it helps us in forecasting demand and supply. If we have the knowledge of the wholesale price index, we will immediately know how much was the demand and how much was the supply. Did it exceed the demand or was it less than the demand, thus giving us a fair knowledge of the theory of demand and supply. Next is the estimation of the monetary value and the real value can be calculated by taking into account the wholesale price index. And when we have to calculate the monetary value, it shall be calculated on the basis of the current year, whereas the real value will be calculated on the base year. Next is, it is an indicator of the rate of inflation. We immediately come to know as to how much have the prices increased of the commodities. Now, what is inflation? Inflation is the average rise in the increase of prices. And when we have to find out the rate of inflation, the formula which we shall apply will be, as it is done on weekly basis, it shall be week 2 minus week 1 upon week 1 into 100. So, inflation is the rise in the price of the commodities on the basis of week, and the formula is A2 minus A1 upon A1 into 100. For example, in the year or the week A2 that we had, it was 250 and 200 upon A1, that is 200. That is now the second week, that the present week that we are calculating, the prices are 250. In the previous week it was 200. So, 250 minus 200 upon the previous week 200 multiplied by 100, which gives me 25%. So, I immediately come to know that the rate of inflation in this week has been 25%. So, inflation, that is the rise in the prices of the commodities, is calculated by the rate of inflation, which is week 2 minus week 1 upon week 1 into 100.